guys, I hope you're all well. Today I'm going to be talking about how to stay motivated and positive when you work from home. So my experience of working from home is that this is my job. I'm a YouTuber, a blogger, Instagrammer. To sum it up, I create content, and it means that I sit in a kind of awkward position of I'm not a working mum, but I'm not a stay-at-home mum. I'm a stay-at-home working mum. And a lot of the work that I do, even though I'm part of Channel Mum, who act as my talent management, and they help me on the back end with the legal side, contracts, things like that, ultimately, it's up to me. It's up to me to motivate myself, to find work, to create my brand, which is amazing. It's an amazingly freeing experience. I have never built a brand before in my life. I've never worked for myself before. I mean, I've done the odd bit of like self-employed. I used to be an ABA therapist for children with autism, but it wasn't a business or a brand, which I mean, I still don't really see mine as that, but I guess really it is. So yeah, I thought I would just give some tips. I've got, as always, them written down in my notepad. So number one is to set boundaries of when you're going to work. So for me, personally, I have Wednesdays and Fridays are my child-free days. So Wednesday and Friday are my 2 days that I can dedicate to working. With the kind of work that I do, it's social media. So it's Instagram posts and stories, and it's liking things and replying to comments and messages, and it's lots of emails, and a lot of the stuff that I do can be done on the go. So it can be that I'm walking around a country park with my friends and I get an email through and I quickly respond to it. It's really amazing that I get to do that. I get to, earn money and work while I'm out with my friends and with my kids. But at the same time, I try and avoid that as much as possible because I do still want to have clear lines. And I think for the first couple of years of doing this, I didn't have those lines at all. They were completely blurred, and I was like, this is amazing. I can, I'm around my friend's house having a cup of tea and I'm signing a brand deal, or, taking pictures for a job. And it kind of got to a point where it took over and it was like, what is work and what's my life now? And I think that will always be blurred to an extent because my life makes my job. I blog and film and post about how I feel and what I'm doing. There is no cut-off really. And yeah, I set boundaries of when I'm going to work. So Wednesdays and Fridays, if someone said to me today, do you want to go on a spa day? Do you want to go shopping? I would have to say no because I'm working, unless I could catch up at other times, which is a huge benefit of working for yourself. In the evenings when the boys go to bed, that's also my time to edit and get work done. But at the same time, which is number two, you have to set boundaries for when you're not working as well. So for example, I used to work every night. Every night without fail, I'd put the boys to bed and I would work. It meant that my relationship suffered. It meant that myself suffered. I was tired. I wasn't taking care of myself. So now I try and have nights where I'm like, no, tonight I'm switching off. So tonight I'm just gonna have a bath. I try and have maybe 3 nights a week where I work, and my 2 days where I work as well, and that seems to be a good balance. And then I've still got 4 nights a week where I can just have an early night, or I can just spend time cooking a nice meal, watching a movie. Like I said, those lines do blur, and I try not to when I'm out with friends and family. When I'm spending time with my children, I don't get my laptop out and write a blog post. I try not to edit unless I've got a deadline. But at the same time, if I do have an urgent email, if I don't reply to it, I might miss that job. So I do need to think, you have to take it seriously. Number 3 is a nice and easy one, and that is to take breaks. Take regular breaks. I think when you work in an office, you have your dedicated lunch break. You might have, a 10-minute elevensies break or a cigarette break, something like that. And it's really important to make sure you're doing that when you're at home as well. So whether it's going out of your office into the kitchen and making a nice snack, going out in the garden, getting some fresh air. Oh, what's the hair? I thought I had a spider on my arm. Or even quickly nipping to the shop, running some errands, just to make sure you're taking regular breaks, because when you've got no one around you taking breaks to kind of motivate you to, oh yeah, I'm going to go to the toilet as well, or I'm going to get up and stretch my legs, it can be quite difficult to remember to do those things. Number 4 is to get up and ready each day. It is so easy and tempting when you work from home to stay in your pajamas all day. Don't do your hair, don't do your makeup, don't bother having a shower, just slum it. And I think when people first start working from home, that's like a novelty, but it wears off. I mean, everyone's different, but for me, I feel like getting up and getting ready psychologically prepares you for the day. To shift from being in bed and being at home to being in work mode. And don't get me wrong, like I've done my hair, I've done my makeup to film today, I've got a nice jumper on. I am wearing gym leggings still from going to the gym this morning. But yeah, I just feel like getting up, having a shower. You don't have to put makeup on or actually do your hair, but brush your teeth, have a wash, you know, change your underwear. You can put nice clean pajamas on, but just try and have that shift so that you're ready and you're in work mode. Number 5 is to plan meetups with people in a similar industry to your own. So being someone that works in the social media world, I have a lot of online friends. You know, I speak to people every day, other bloggers, YouTubers, people on Instagram, but it's really important to actually get out and meet those people in the real world. So for me, I like to go to events, I like to go to local meetups, or I just plan to go for coffee, go for dinner, go for a play date with the people that I've been speaking to online for years. And I just think it's a really nice way to kind of meet people in the same field as you, get inspiration, get motivation. And yeah, I think that's really, really important when you're working by yourself, because otherwise you could go days without talking to anyone, like face to face. Number 6, which is one of my favourite things to recommend, is to make lists. Make lists of the things that you need to do each day, and it will help you to prioritise your day. Because obviously when you work for someone, you have meetings in the mornings and you know what you and your team are doing, and you can ask people, and you've usually got someone above you that can delegate to you, and then you can delegate to other people. But when it's you at home, it's quite hard to balance it. So I like to make lists. I have different lists for all the different things that I need to do in my life. So things for Instagram, for my blog, for YouTube, for the house, for my kids. And then each day I have a daily list. I usually write it the night before when I'm in bed. So I know that day, okay, today I need to go to the bank, I need to film this video, I need to edit another video, I need to email this person, and it's just more manageable. Number 7 is to set realistic goals. So again, when you work for yourself, I find it can be quite easy to just look at the long-term goal, which is easy, but also makes things very difficult, because to get to that long-term goal, you've got a lot of goals in between. You know, you've got a lot of milestones to reach. So for me, my long-term goal with Everyday Amazing You is to do retreats. I want to do seasonal retreats, and I want to do workshops, and I want to bring out a minimalism want, love, need guide. But then I also want to create all of my content, and then I've got my Jessica Avey channel where I want to reach milestones on that, and I want to help other parents. There are just so many goals, and I think it's really important to set realistic ones. Always have that end goal in sight, but set realistic ones and celebrate them, because each goal, no matter how small, is a step to your long-term goal. Number 8 is to seek advice. When you work for yourself, you have only got your own experience to go by. So I think it's really important to seek someone as a kind of mentor, whether it's someone who's in your industry but maybe has 10 more years experience, or maybe even a life coach, or your parents. Go over your long-term plan, go over your day-to-day things, your accounts. Just seek advice from people, because they might have some really good opinions on how you could be doing things more efficiently. You know, sometimes my friends say to me like, why don't you do this kind of video? I'd love to watch that kind of video. And I'm like, I've never thought of that. I think it's always important to be asking and learning all the time. And lastly, number 9 is to appreciate it. As much as it can be negatives, it can be a bit lonely, it can be a bit stressful, there can be a lot of pressure. Appreciate the fact that you can be in your home. You don't have to go on a long commute every day. You don't have to pay for a commute every day. I appreciate the fact that I'm in my gym leggings, that I can start and finish when I want to. I appreciate that I can work around my kids, that I can do something I'm passionate about, that I'm limitless. You know, when you're self-employed, the only limit is yourself. So just try and really appreciate all of the positives when you are feeling a bit stressed, and if you are having a slow month, just try to appreciate all the positives that come out of it. And that has given me another one. Number 10 is to budget. Being self-employed, I have very good months and I have very, I don't want to say bad months, because my bad month could be a very good month to someone else. It does mean that I have to budget. So if I know that, oh, I didn't have a very good month last month, I've got some jobs coming in, but realistically I'm not going to get paid for them until not this month but next month, I have to know that I have got a pot, I've got backup, because I've got rent to pay, I've got a life to pay for me and my children. So yeah, that would be point number 10. And that's it. Those are my 10 tips for being motivated and positive when you're working from home. If you've got any more tips, then please do leave them in the comments below. And if you've got any questions, leave them below as well, because I love to film what you guys want to see. And yes, thank you for watching. Bye!